Okay, so today we are discussing could the Chaos Invasion Force conquer Earth. So just to set some ground rules, the Chaos Invasion Force will be the Bloodpact with all their core members plus allies participating in the assault. No Space Marines will be present in this scenario because I already made a video about that. Check it out if you're interested. Okay, with that said, let's get into the video. But before we do, more than 95% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you enjoyed this one, remember to click the like and subscribe button. Okay, enough shilling, let's just get into it. First, we have to discuss what are the Chaos's troop numbers, equipment levels, and spaceship capabilities. Just keep in mind that everything I say from now on is my speculation on what realistic numbers would be based upon the Sabbath World Crusade. GW numbers would undoubtedly be much lower. For core Bloodpact members, we have directly stated numbers. They are 1 million men strong army. They are the elites that are equipped to only a slightly lesser degree than an average guard regiment. Allied Bloodpact warbands consist of 100 million men at arms. You can expect these guys to have at least some training and basic equipment like semi-standardized uniforms, boots, some trucks, some mortars, and basically everyone having a lasgun. But they are still vastly inferior to Bloodpact and lack heavy vehicles and artillery, aircraft, and most importantly large numbers of boxes for communication. So they mostly rely on runners and signal flags. They are even too poor to afford the wire telephones for every battalion. Due to all of this, if they ever go on the offensive, they're gonna suffer greatly, so their best tactical employment is as static formations. There are some elite mechanized and armored units equipped with Leman Russes and Chimeras, but these are somehow even worse than those of the Imperial Guard. Having weaker materials used in their construction, inconsistent power charges in their tank shells, non-zeroed in optics, unreliable engines, boxes that are prone to breaking, alongside numerous other flaws. After that, there are 200 million zealots that are equipped to an even lesser degree. These guys only dye their clothes to be the same color to minimize friendly fire. They have next to no training, nor logistics to speak of, relying on pillaging and stealing food, supplies, animals of burden, and so on from the local populace for survival. They are equipped with whatever could be scavenged or made in some random workshop, so think bolt-action rifles, pipe shotguns, muskets, revolvers, and so on. Their best tactical employment is as bullet sponges, only there to waste enemies' ammo before the real attack starts. They can also serve as like semi-commando units, sneaking in at night and trying to kill 2 or 3 soldiers whilst they are sleeping before going out themselves. Next is another 200 million men. These serve mostly as police/anti-partisan force. They are mostly also equipped with whatever could be found, including bows, crossbows, spears, swords, and so on. They aren't meant to see combat. They are mostly meant to serve behind the lines, keeping populace in check and infrastructure like roads, bridges, and rail tracks intact. Then there are another 250 million slaves that serve as cooks, cleaners, laborers, and in many other manual work sectors. There are also another 250 million men that serve in the Chaos Fleet, and when it comes to fleet, it's mostly just a bunch of civil and transport ships converted for wartime operations. Basically meaning that although they are quite large, they lack significantly powerful void shields and armaments. With that said, let's start off the scenario with the Chaos Fleet exiting the warp at Mars and heading towards Earth. Why not closer, you may ask? Well, it's because the Astronomicon doesn't exist and you need to be a bit further away from the planet as to not crash into it. Also, these are merchant ships piloted by pirates. They don't have the best navigational equipment nor the most trained crew. So what happens next? Now, realistically, this is the part where the Earth sends modified ICBMs and destroys their entire fleet. The way in which the void shields work is by teleporting the energy from the material space into the warp, which is why they're way more susceptible to weapons causing less damage over a larger surface area, aka nukes, than concentrated blasts over a smaller surface area. So yeah, the void shields would crumble, especially when you remember that even titans can be brought down with 1 to 2 nukes depending on the titan, of course. Earth has 12,000 nukes and an ability to build a lot more in a short period of time. Even if you say that the void shields can tank this, which they can't, but let's be the devil's advocate. They they would still be drenched in so much radiation that the ship would start glowing and giving everyone on board instant 500 cancers and 4 to 5 days to live. Also, there is an EMP that would be much stronger in space and could probably temporarily and quite possibly permanently disable electricity to the ships, making plasma reactors free to heat up and explode, ship to swear of course and crash into one another, oxygen creation centers to die out and suffocate millions alongside a myriad of other issues. If you don't believe me that a nuke can do this, just read about Starfish Prime. But let's say that they have still somehow managed to get to Earth and have somehow managed to deploy troops to the planet in spite of a probable 90% casualty rate from AA installations. And for fun, let's say that they have managed to capture the entirety of Australia. What now? They don't have any seaworthy vessels, and all the small resupply spaceships trying to resupply the ground forces are just gonna get taken out by either aircraft from aircraft carriers or AA missiles on board of other Earth Navy ships. Even fixed AA installations on neighboring islands next to Australia could probably target them as well. If any large space vessels come in to assist with the orbital bombardment, they're just gonna get nuked into the oblivion. And this is where the largest issue with Bloodpact comes in, their numbers. How the fuck are they gonna feed near 1 billion people in any place on Earth, let alone Australia? Also, add in the constant strategic bombing campaign targeting water purifying sites, farms, industrial areas, Chaos's very limited AA vehicles, and many other targets. Now you may say, just deploy all over the Earth's surface area, not just in one place. Okay, what then? Even if you attack residential areas, the people will start shooting at you and fighting you. Police stations will open up their armories and give guns to anyone who wants one. I mean, just in the USA, there are more guns than people, so we know how an invasion there would fare, especially in the south. The Chaos invasion might get eaten by crocs before they ever reach any populated areas. Also, once people start seeing or hearing Chaos members raping, stealing, and killing people at random, even if they somehow don't have guns, they're gonna equip themselves with knives and try to fight it out till the end. Something caged animal is always the most dangerous. Most of the Chaos's troops don't have any anti-armor equipment, so they're gonna get crushed if even a single armored division shows up. Also, choosing wider front means that you will have a larger front to deliver the supplies to, meaning you're gonna encounter more air defense. Since, you know, the countries that are not near Australia still wouldn't want to send all of their air defense there, they would still definitely want to keep at least some at home. And remember, you have 200 million soldiers that can maybe stand up to IRL militaries and maybe is doing a lot of work there. These guys still lack secured comms, good training, vehicles, heavy artillery, logistics officers, trucks, jammers, professional officer corps, and so on. Earth has 275 million professional soldiers and God only knows how many militias, alongside an assured air superiority due to AA systems and stealth fighters and bombers. Also, kamikaze drones, if you want, you can make millions of them a month, if not a week, and the Chaos forces have no answer to them. Literally none, they just have to stand there and take it, constantly fearing if a kamikaze drone is above their heads and ready to take them down. And considering that there are millions of them flying around and getting produced each and every day, they almost certainly are. And basically any tank assault by Chaos forces will be immediately crushed by artillery, air power, and drones. This is also without getting into the fact that the Chaos forces lack large numbers of night vision or thermals, meaning Chaos forces are gonna suffer grievous casualties each and every night. The only weapon that Chaos may possess that may prove to be effective are demon engines, but even they are quite slow and they radiate large amounts of heat 24/7, so it would be quite easy to spot them with UAVs and hit them with drones, bombs, artillery, and so on. The only way for Chaos to maybe win is by creating a large Chaos portal through which they can call upon their friends from the other side. That being said, the IRL IRL Militaries also have friends from the other side, the blood gods of war. They feed off the blood of women and children. Their name is the military-industrial complex. And their gift to humanity in this timeline would be the bunker busters. Any chaos portal would be destroyed in a matter of days because they irradiate strange behavior around them, like weird electromagnetic fields and reverse gravity, which can all be tracked with surveillance aircraft and destroyed with ICBMs. Now, the consequences of exposure to the sight of demons could corrupt people towards chaos over time. But this is the thing that would happen 5 to 10 years after the Great Chaos War and could bring upon the downfall of humanity, but that would have to be another video. If you would like to see could a chaos insurgency win by bribing, lobbying, cheating and stealing their way to the top of elite society, either by peacefully converting population to the chaos worship or more likely through either a civil or a world war, comment down below that you would like to see that video. In short, I don't believe that a chaos invasion could in and of itself conquer Earth, although it is highly likely that experimentation on the warp portals and artifacts after the downfall of the Bloodpact would inevitably bring upon the corruption of the scientists working upon the project and quite possibly the human race as a whole at some later date. So I'd give the invasion force 10%-ish chance of success, but I would give them an 80% chance of the ultimate victory once the earthly governments start tinkering with the demonic tech. Anyway, that would be it from me. If you like this video, remember to smash the like and subscribe button, comment if you agree or disagree. Until the next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.